Am I recording? I don't know.
In this video, I turn something around a bit.
Maybe turn that around a bit. There we go.
I shout about adhesives.
Heat the adhesive.
I use a pencil.
Use this pencil.
And I terrify a Frenchman. Ah, shit! But let's start with a sensible intro.
This week I spent a bit of time designing and cutting out my own grip tape for my new longboard deck. Now the reason I did this is because I was first of all in desperate need of some kind of creative output, and also I thought it would be a good chance to practice my computer-aided design skills and familiarize myself with numerically controlled machines, such as the laser cutter that I use to cut out the grip tape. This video will show the entire process of my project, from actually designing the grip tape on my computer to cutting it out and sticking it on to my new longboard deck. So hang around and just see how it all went. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually draw the design that I want to do. Now I can do that on paper with a pencil and then move it onto a software, but right now I'm just going to start off on the computer. I'm using Fusion 360, by the way, which is a program that's primarily made for making 3D models and stuff, but it can be used to sketch vector files that can be used to then numerically guide a laser to cut out two-dimensional shapes. Now, this isn't going to be a step-by-step guide on how to actually draw grip tape on Fusion 360 or anything like that, but more of a guideline. So the methods that I use to align the grip tape with the actual object in real life, because the most difficult thing in this particular project, in my thought, is making sure that everything on the computer matches the real life object. Okay, I've got Fusion 360 open on my computer now, and I'm going to insert an image of the longboard that I'm using, which is a 2B Craft Croaking 43, as a canvas. Place it on this surface, there we go. Now, the scale of the board isn't really the actual size of the board, and in order to make the board on the computer the size in real life, I'm going to use these holes as reference points to see how big the whole thing needs to be. So I'm going to use the calibrate tool, and I'm going to point out the middle of these two holes here very carefully. There we go. I'm going to set the distance to 1.625 inches, and now the board, as is on the computer, should be around the same size as the actual board. The thing about grip tape is it doesn't have to be really accurate. It's not rocket science. I'm going to need some construction lines as mirror points and reference points to make the whole thing symmetrical. I'm going to pick out this hole, 1.65 inches, voila. And also I know the wheelbase of the deck because it's listed on the website as 27 inches. So I'm going to set another line, which is 13.5 inches long, perpendicular to the one that I drew just now. So now I have a center line, a sort of center line that runs along the middle of the board this way. And I know where the center of the board is, you know, in an abstract sense, which is right here. I'm going to add one more construction line, like so that I may mirror things along both axes. And I'm going to extend this one so that it goes past the tip of the board. There we go. Now I'm going to draw a spline around the entirety of the board, and this spline will act as a boundary of sorts, so that everything inside the boundary is what the grip tape is. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to use the spline. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to start there. And yeah, when the curvature changes, that's a good place to put down a spline point. Lovely. And now, another important thing is I'm going to set a constraint for the tangent line against this construction line. So I want that to be perpendicular. So I use the perpendicular tool to make that perpendicular, and on this side, do the same thing. Lovely, lovely. Move these spline points around so that they fit nice and snug. Okay, something like that. If you need, you can obviously select the line and move these tangent lines a bit, adjust them so that it fits the board nicely. But right now, this is just a rough sketch, so I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to use the mirror tool and the construction lines to make the whole thing. See? I'm just going to do that one more time. Lovely. And inside this boundary, I can make the grip tape any shape I want. There's a whole collection of tools here. I can use lines, rectangles, circles and arcs, all sorts of splines and stuff to create a design inside this boundary. This here is a design that I did earlier. I basically used circles and arcs for these dotted lines here, straight lines over here, spline on the inside right here. Yeah, and all sorts of different tools to create this lovely design. I've got my design here, and all that's left is to organize these into a nice pattern so that I can cut it out of one piece of grip tape and then input that vector file into my laser cutter.
Here it is, the laser cutter. Unfortunately, I was not able to make a more detailed video of this process. I just have a couple of clips. Here I am cutting the side grip, obviously. Here's the tail grip tape being cut out. The engineer here, a professor at my university, is sticking his hand in there. Probably shouldn't do that, but he's a trained professional, so give us a break, thank you. If I had more time, I feel like I could have calibrated the laser's intensity and feed rate to cut through the rough side of the grip tape, leaving the packing paper on. This would have been ideal, but I didn't have that kind of time, so I just set the intensity to max, speed to max, and cut through the soft side of the grip tape.
When you're ordering a deck from the manufacturer directly, you can probably get away with asking them not to put any grip tape on. I, however, have completely forgot to mention it, and my deck has come with the grip tape on the tail. So I'm gonna have to peel it off. And to do that, I'm going to use a nice handy crafting knife to find the edge of the grip tape and a hairdryer. I nicked this from my sister's room, and I'm going to use it to warm up the adhesive on the grip tape so that it peels off nice and easy. If you have a heat gun, it might be better because it's obviously hotter than a hairdryer, but if you don't, it's fine to just use a hairdryer. So let me just go ahead and try and peel this off. Okay. There we go, beautiful. Look how cleanly that comes off. If you don't heat up the adhesive, it's going to be really messy, alright? Remember that. Very nice. See, it's coming off very nicely. I'm going to do that for all of the grip tape. I've just tried peeling off the grip tape without heating it up just to see how bad it would be, and look what's happened. See, there's a bit of damage on the deck now. Look at that. Ugh. You don't want any of that happening, so I just did it as a test, but it didn't end very well. When you're doing it, heat the adhesive. Okay, I'm done. Look how nice it is. Yes, remember everyone, you gotta heat the adhesive if you want to peel grip tape off. To give a reference, this is the grip tape that I peeled off without heating. It peels off whatever's on top, and this one, see? You can see the difference. Yeah, this is a lesson to be learned. Alright, now we've got all the parts we need. We have the grip tape in the folder and the lovely blank deck. I'm going to put it together now. My grip tape came out mirrored, but it looks like it's going to fit quite nicely. Very nicely indeed. The reason that I cut out the holes on the grip tape as well is so that I can align it well with the deck, like this. That's what it looks like. It fits like that. Pencil, where's my pencil? This is why I have the pencil, so that it doesn't just stick all over the place. And I have a bit of control over alignments before pressing it down. There we go, that should do it. Take the pencil off, press that down. That's not looking half bad, is it? The original grip tape, it looks amazing, but designing your own, it's very satisfying. There's a sense of accomplishment you find from it. Okay, side grip now. Okay, I'm just really carefully aligning the grip tape first, and then taking the backing off. There we go, there's the final bit. Lovely. And I'm going to do the other side, just like this. I'm going to be good to go. Hooray. And voila! This is how it came out. I'm very satisfied with the results. The lines are nice and clean, everything lines up perfectly. It still smells like laser, a bit like burnt hair and wood for some reason. Yeah, would I do this again? Probably, if I were to get a new deck. I think this is a really nice way to actually bring some of your creativity out onto the deck, as I love to do. And I'm going to test this baby out, and where better to do that than Dock Session Paris? Hey, thanks for sticking around. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you had fun watching it too. Bye bye.